Hey guys, how's it going? It's Beginnings here. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend so far. Today's video is going to be another Superman support video. That's right, we are definitely shifting the meta with the new patch. I really think that Superman support is pretty strong right now, especially since not everybody has a 50% movement speed buff every like 15 seconds. So let's go ahead and talk about this game. This was not a solo queue game, it was a duo queue game with Zane. He is playing the Quillen in the jungle. We do go ahead and start on the same side of the map as our jungler, just because the enemy team does have a Grak, so we are pretty worried about the enemy support being pretty obnoxious about invading and taking the buff and all of that good spicy stuff. We scout out the enemy's jungle, so we do see that the enemy Rourke did start out on their red. I want to wait to walk into this mid wave, but I do see that Gilder kind of just isn't clearing wave. So I go ahead and push that wave, or that minion towards him and share it with him. He can clear the rest of the wave by himself. Now I want to help this Hayate potentially do some damage to this Wisp, but he kind of gives up our position in the bush here, so we need to just back off. I don't really think it's worth helping the Hayate do the bird because he does it really slow and it takes up a lot of time. Because we help the Hayate here and we also help him push the next wave, the Grak actually ends up taking our red buff. I'm not taking it, but pulling it. So we definitely should have just been scouting out for our jungler instead. Our bad for sure. We find the Grak in the river, but he really isn't going to do much. We're just going to go ahead and make sure that he isn't messing with our jungler at all. He finds the hook on us, but he will not be doing too much with it. We find the enemy Rourke. He is chilling with us, but we're just going to go ahead and not walk into him. We want to get the push, but the slow messes us up, so we're just going to go ahead and go for the wave instead. We get a nice position here in the bush. The Grak is a little bit too far up. He gets stunned by the Gilder. We push him back into our team. We do quite a bit of damage. Rourke pops his ultimate. We see the Amleys in the bush. We don't want to get knocked up. We're looking for an opportunity to push. Our Quillen gets hooked, but we do push the enemy Rourke into our tower. The Gilder stun misses, but our top laner is here. She manages to secure the kill on the Rourke, but we need to be careful with this fight. We get the kill onto the Wisp and slow the Amelie. The Gilder lands his second stun and manages to secure the kill onto the Amelie, and both sides will walk away limping because both sides died. We each have 3 deaths so far, so the game is pretty even. We're just going to go ahead and head back and reset right about now, just because we are pretty low and we did just clear the mid wave. I'm immediately building towards Gaia's because I do want that extra movement speed, and they do have quite a bit of magic damage between the Grak and the Crixie. So after we get back onto the map, we do hit 4 right away, which is really nice for us. Level 4 is a massive power spike for Superman. Definitely an important skill. We try to help, or KS, I mean whatever you want to say, our Hayate there, but he actually ends up securing the kill without us. So we're just going to go ahead and clear this wave because we want to deny the enemy with some gold, and also our ult is up anyways, so why not? We find the enemy's blue buff up in the jungle, but our team is already doing dragon, so we might as well just finish that, especially since it was already so low. We find the Crixie. We know where the enemy Grak is. We know that the enemy jungler is going to be most likely on his red or his blue buff. So we are just going to be making a wide berth around that area. We don't really do much to the Rourke unless we can catch him without his ultimate. We go ahead and hit the Grak into our team. We get quite a bit of damage off. He gets chunked to about a quarter HP. I go in to try to help our Quillen, but he's already out. I have to pop my Purify. We dodge the knockup, but we are still getting slowed. Our rush, I guess, is canceled by the punish, and we will get taken out. That was definitely our bad. Our Quillen ended up making out just fine. I don't really think that we needed to go in there. But it's not really that big of a deal. It's, you know, better safe than sorry, I guess. But once we respawn, we're just going to go ahead and do the same thing. We're looking where our jungler is. We're going to make our way back onto the map for what we think is the next best play. Since our jungler's blue buff is up, we have a pretty good feeling that the enemy jungler's red is either going to be up or it is already up. We watched the Grak go towards the bot side as well as the Crixie. I should be careful rotating here, but we did see the Crixie in the bot lane. I probably should have pinged for the Hayate, but it's really fine. The Gilder flickers in and gets an ult onto the Crixie, but we push the Wisp into his ult as well. We pop the Crixie's Death Sickle, and we also pushed into the tower, so she died as well. The Wisp does a really nice job of dodging our push there, but we're just going to go ahead and auto-attack her just to, you know, whittle her down while the Quillen was coming in. Not bad at all. A nice 2-for-1 trade. Not only are we going to be getting the 2 kills, but we're also going to be pushing down this bot tower. The enemy Rourke ends up showing up at our red buff. I tried to help out here, but the Quillen gets hit by the hook and he will get taken out. But it's fine because I'm Superman, so I can just go ahead and do this and pull the red buff out. The Grak does end up landing his ultimate, but the Rourke has already turned for the Gilder. The Gilder is taking so much damage. She pops his ultimate. I'm going to push the Rourke away, and the Gilder will be dashing over the wall and actually living. Don't know how we managed to achieve that one. I know that Rourke is still in that bush, so I'm going to be creating some space for the Hayate. He's doing tons of damage, but there's still 3 people here. We pop the Rourke's Death Sickle, and the Hayate ends up taking him out. Gilder lands the stun onto the Crixie. We're going to push her back into our team. Our Quillen is finally here, takes out the Grak, and the Crixie dies as well. With 3 down, we can go ahead and try to push down this tower, especially since Ariana is doing a really good job of zoning away the enemy Amelie. I don't know why I forgot her name for a second, but instead of pushing down the mid tower, our team decides to go for the red buff instead, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Once our team manages to secure the red buff, we are just going to go ahead and make our way back because we are low boys, and you don't want to be a low boy, especially against like Crixie and Grak and Rourke. They have quite a bit of burst, but not a lot of sustained damage. Our Gilder rather ended up getting hooked. The Rourke did pop his ultimate, so that's not the worst thing in the world for us. That does mean that we can look for an engage now. We have a pretty good feeling of where the entire enemy team is, and that feeling is that they're in their bot side jungle. Our Quillen is diving the Amelie, manages to secure the kill onto her. Crixie pops her ultimate, but does not do much damage. We're just going to go ahead and help out our friend here, but we do get hit by the hook. We pop our Purify immediately, pop our ultimate as well, and we're just going to go ahead and get the hell out of dodge. Our team did manage to secure the mid tower because the 3 of them were chasing us, and that is great for us. Our Hayate did die, and we're just going to go ahead and dash out because our Quillen is leaving as well, and not exactly something you want to do. Grak is insane, goes for the flicker ultimate. We push Tube away, but the Gilder goes back in. He pops his ultimate, but the Rourke has his ult back, so he definitely kills himself there. If he was a better player, he would not have done that. He would have known that Rourke had ultimate and that I just saved his life. So definitely not worth going in there, but it's fine. No big deal. Rourke's ult is down yet again. So that is once again another opportunity for us to look for an engage onto their backline or onto their squishies. Right now, Crixie and Rourke are definitely their most fed. So they're kind of our priority targets at the moment. I haven't talked about our score this game yet. We are 1-1-7. 8 out of 13 kill participation is not bad at all, folks. And we will only be continuing that from there. We are looking for a nice opportunity to ult there. We hit them both. We're trying to push them back into the tower. The Amelie gets hit, but she lives with 1 HP. We miss our 3rd dash, but we hit the last one. The Hayate will be taking her out, but actually we're going to get her with our Frost Breath in the bush. She was living for a little bit too long, a little bit too close for comfort. The Gilder managed to secure the kill onto the Grak underneath the tower, so that's fantastic for us. Now we kind of are just turning into like a side laner, which is kind of a thing that like both Zenial and Superman do as supports, where late game, they literally just turn into wave managers that then rotate and look for engages. We find the Rourke in the jungle. We get quite a bit of damage. He immediately pops his ultimate, so we are just going to go ahead and be careful. His shield is popped. The Hayate is going in. We secure the kill onto him with our laser. The Hayate is being chased down by Amelie, but she doesn't have enough damage to take him out. Grak misses his ultimate. Amelie misses her little blade shuriken thingamajig, and we're just going to make our way out with that free pick under our belt. That was another great play for us. We could do Dragon here, but we could also do Darkslayer. Darkslayer definitely would have been a better idea, in my opinion. We go ahead and build towards the Purifying Bracers because, honestly, that item is so good on Superman, specifically Superman support. Right now, we're just getting some vision for our team. They're doing dragon. We're just making sure nobody's going to go ahead and mess with them at all. It's going to take a little bit just because it's Hayate. Oh, I pushed the Grak back, but the Grak landed the hook, so I actually ended up pushing the Hayate to his death. That was really funny, but really tragic. I feel really bad for how that happened. I see that Kulin's going on the back line. He gets the kill onto the Crixie, and now I'm making my way over to help him out. They don't have any vision on him. We're looking for the Wisp. We get the knockback onto her, and the dash is not enough. She ends up getting taken out. Amelie slows us, takes out our flight, but we are looking for the Rourke next. I want to collapse onto him, but he ends up dying instead. We are looking for the ultimate here. We get them both. We push them back. We push the Amelie out, but the Grak is ulting, so he's immune to CC. We push the Grak out of his ultimate to make sure our team can take out the Amelie. Grak cannot solo defend, so we can definitely secure the mid tower here. At least once our team decides to focus it. Our Gilder is being a good boy and is pushing down the mid tower, while Yenna and Kulin both push out top. We do have to be a little bit careful just because with the Crixie and Grak, they can basically one-shot anybody that they hook into their death trap, essentially. Our team is looking for the push on the bot tower here, but it is a little risky. There's only 3 of them. Yenna's in top, not in mid, so it's going to take her a little bit to rotate down towards the bot lane. Our Quillen ends up dying, not exactly sure how, as I wasn't watching, but our Gilder is very quick to fall afterwards, as well as our Hayate. I don't know. I guess, you know, it's fine. They probably just got picked. No big deal. We're just going to go ahead and make sure that they don't go for any big objectives here. I know that they aren't around the Darkslayer immediately, so I want to push out the bot wave to create some pressure. It basically forces them to rotate to answer the wave. Yenna should have probably stayed mid to clear, or I guess I could have, and she should have gone bot, but either way, Yenna shouldn't really be top right now. It's fine. We end up losing our mid tower, but it's basically like 12 minutes into the game, or 11 minutes into the game at this point, and the mid tower really isn't doing anything to help us out exactly. We know the Rook's in the bush, so we're just going to go ahead and scare him off of there. We're not going for the Darkslayer here. We're really just making sure that the enemy team is not going for it themselves. Our Quillen thought he was going to get a pick onto Grak in the bot lane, but it's Grak. He's really tanky, and everyone collapsed onto him. He does not get the kill. He does not get the reset, so he cannot ult out. We see that the Rourke ulted, but we're not worried about him. We're going for this Crixie. We knock her back with our ultimate, and we are pushing her away. We're going to go ahead and push them both into the Gilder's ult once again. We take out the Crixie, and Wisp is the next person left. The Gilder knockback actually pushes the Wisp out of my push, but the Gilder secures the kill with his second ability, and all is well in the kingdom. With 4 dead, we're going to go ahead and push down this mid high ground tower, as well as the bot high ground tower. Amelie's the only person alive that is going to be trying to clear the wave. The tower ends up killing our minion, but the Amelie dies, so it's worth because we have a bot wave coming in, and we are going to be ending the game there, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this game as much as I did making it. It was super fun. I have a ton of fun playing Superman, especially on support. Please be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you do enjoy this type of content, guys, and I will see you next time. See ya.